Align your Webtalk referral goals with your actions. So I get a lot of questions asking me how to actually get more referrals and that sort of stuff. And the answer is pretty simple. Align your goals with the actions you take. Now, we'll be doing this in a presentation form. So if you do get value from this video, please feel free to copy it, cut it, paste it, change it how you wish, and use it as your own content on any platform and follow up however you want. If this is going to help you, feel free to use it however you wish to use it. So if you want to see this video, stick around, watch this. Referring Webtalk. So in this presentation today, we're going to go through referring Webtalk, and we're going to talk about how you got to align your goals with your actions. So when you begin to refer Webtalk, the first thing I do strongly recommend anybody to do, and that is to think of their long-term results first. So their long-term goals, think of them first, and then we're going to work from that. So when you work out your long-term goals and that sort of stuff, you've got to make sure that the time and effort that you are willing to put into it aligns. So you can see here I've got some goals written down. Now the first one I've got here, I call it the comfort zone. This is 10 to 100 referrals. Second one, we've got about 100 to 1,000 referrals. And the third one, 1,000 plus. And there's a different way to achieve each one, and I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to explain them in great detail on a slide each, with some disadvantages and advantages of each one, and also some tips and advice that I've actually picked up along the way. So with the first one here, we've got comfort zone. Now we've got the difficulty here as easy, and the time, it takes very little time. So this one is someone that does not really want to change the way they do stuff online. They just want to continuously use social media as they normally do, but also get a few referrals and that sort of stuff underneath them with Webtalk as well. Now the second one here, we've got hustle. Now majority of the people that are getting good results today are either hustling or content creators. But there is a big difference with both of them, and I'm going to talk about that. Now with a hustle, you really want to be willing to work hard. Now if you're going to be trying to get over 100 referrals to 1,000 referrals, you will need to leave your comfort zone and start approaching new people on a consistent basis, that sort of stuff. So this one I've got down as it's very hard to do, and it's going to take a lot of time. And the third one I've got here, content creator. Now this is what I personally like the most. Its difficulty level is only medium, and it's going to only take you 1 to 4 hours a day. And this is only at the beginning because it's more of a long-term way of referring. Now, obviously, if you are paying to get referrals, paid methods are going to be so much different. Now, you don't have to do a thing, and you can get 1,000 plus if you're going to be paying for referrals, that sort of stuff. So today we're pretty much only talking about the free methods of referring. So we've got comfort zone 10 to 100 referrals. Now the advantages I have found with this sort of area is I've got 5 of them written down here and 5 disadvantages for each slide. There is obviously a lot more on both sides, but I've just got the main ones here. So we've got, you just need your friends and family. Okay, so if this is your goal, this is all you want to do with Webtalk, and just stick in your comfort zone. You will be able to do this, achieve this with the people that you already know. So you're not going to need to approach any new people, that sort of stuff. And the second one we've got here, you can achieve this with very little effort. Third one, you can follow up more personally and direct. So with your follow-up, just because you only got such a low number of direct referrals, you can do it more personally and really get into detail with each follow-up. Fourth one we've got is you may be able to achieve this with just synchronizing the platforms. What I mean by this is if you've got a decent following already on your other social media platforms, by synchronizing your post on your Webtalk to go directly to your other platforms, you will over time most probably achieve this. And the fifth one here I've got is you can be more aggressive with your pitch. Now what I mean by this is you can really push them to sign up. So for an example, if I was to sit next to my mother or my father for 10 minutes and I wanted them to join Webtalk, I would leave that spot with them join Webtalk even if they did not want to do it, simply because I know them and I can do this more aggressive approach. Now you can't really do this with randoms and that sort of stuff, but when you've only got goals like this, you are only approaching people that you already know, you've already built relationships, so you don't have to beat around the bush so much. You can just go straight into it and tell them what to do, how to do it, etc. Now some of the disadvantages for this, now there's a lot of disadvantages for this, especially if it's friends and family. Now we've got here, friends and family tend to judge you on mistakes from your past. Now what I mean by this is they have been with you most of your life, so therefore they've seen all your mistakes. So when you tell them something like, this is a good opportunity, that sort of stuff. Instantly what comes to their mind is the last opportunity that you had and you failed on it. So every time you have actually failed in your life, this is something that they will tend to remember more than any of your achievements. So you got to remember that they're going to be judging you from your mistakes of your past, so they will be a bit more difficult to refer. The second one I've got here is your emotional ties will alter the way you do business. So because you have emotional ties with these people, you are going to be more likely to get upset, more likely to get discouraged by them, all this sort of stuff. You're going to have more of an emotional connection. So what they do and say to you will actually have a bigger effect on you than what it would if it was a complete stranger. Third one I've got here is you could be judged if they, okay, keyword here, they perform poorly. Now, because they're your friends and families, they expect something for nothing. They're going to expect you to do it for them. They're going to say, why can't you just refer for me anyway? That sort of stuff like that. When they have poor performance, they tend to want to blame it on the person that bring them into it in the first place. So if they're not getting results, they're going to end up blaming you. Not all of them, but a few of them will actually have this approach. And as I said with the last one, this will affect your emotional status with them. The fourth one I've got here is they may tend to act as if you owe them something. Now, a lot of the time when you get somebody to join underneath you and they're like friends and family, they tend to rub that in a lot, okay? So they will talk about this like they are the best referral. Now, you can go and get a million more referrals, but because they were one of them, they're going to say, well, I signed up to this for you, that sort of stuff, and act as if you actually owe them something because they did something for you. Even though you actually did them a favor for getting them onto Webtalk in the first place, they will still tend to think that you owe them. The fifth one I've got here is you may get frustrated when they let you down. Okay, so this is when you ask your friends and family to do you a favor and they actually let you down, you may get frustrated. You might end up losing relationships, that sort of stuff because of this. Now, especially when you have other people that do not even know you showing you a lot of support, and then you start to realize, hang on, my friends and family have never liked one of my posts. My friends and family have never done this, and all these random strangers are doing it, that sort of stuff. It can frustrate you, all right? But this is not their fault. This is just the way everyone has been brought up. It's sort of programmed in their mind to bring you away from something new instead of, so in a way they are trying to protect you by not letting you fail, even though they're doing you damage. They don't realize it themselves, but this will actually frustrate you when they let you down and that sort of stuff. And they will let you down because of their protective nature over you. So with all that said, the tips and advice that I do have, now when I do approach family and friends and that sort of stuff, I do it in a whole different way, okay? Now I've got majority of my family on here, but I approach them a lot different than I do to a complete stranger, because if I can approach them like I do to a complete stranger, it'll be a whole different ball game. They'll be like, what is wrong with you, that sort of stuff. So everything I do is a lot different with them. So we've got here, when referring, sometimes asking for a favor works better than telling them the opportunities. What I mean by this is family and friends, they tend to do favors. If you ask them to move your house for you or something, they will come. They will help you move a house. If you ask them to lend you $20, they will come and they will lend you $20. All this sort of stuff. Friends and family like to be owed, okay? They like to be one up on you. I don't know why it is, but they do. So just like if you was to go get a house rental or something, you need a reference, all right? So if you need a reference for a house rental, you could approach your friends and families that would give you a reference for a house rental and ask them for a reference on a new platform. You could say that you need their help to give you a recommendation, that sort of stuff, on a different platform because you're beginning to move your business over to that platform, something like that. So asking them for a favor, or if you was to say, I'm just trying to get a few numbers underneath me on Webtalk, so I've got a bit of social proof. Could you just sign up for me for a number so I can use it to refer others? So just some sort of favor for you, and you already know your family and friends. Okay, so I know my family and friends. I know the types of favors that they'll do for me, so that's the ones I would work on. So you know your friends and family, you know the types of favors that they would do for you, so work on that to get them in. The second one I've got here is, if you know them, you can create their account, then give them their password. Now, I have done this a few times. What you do is, if you know them, if you have their emails already, simply just create their account for them and then say, here, I've signed you up a Webtalk account, give them their password, that sort of stuff. Obviously, as long as you do know these people and they're not going to start any fuss about it, okay? So simply just sign them up an account. I've done it a few times. It's pretty easy to do. It is a very aggressive approach, but I've done it for my mum, I've done it for my dad, all that sort of stuff. I just do it, okay? They will thank me later. They might complain now, but they will thank me later, okay? So simply just sign up an account for them, give them their password, give them their account name, that sort of stuff, and wait for a year's time when they're saying thank you so much. Now, the third one I've got here is follow up with excitement. Your emotions are what they will notice. So when you are referring your friends and family, if you're simply just telling them about the opportunity or asking them to do you a favor, that sort of stuff, if you don't have excitement in your voice, if you don't have some sort of body language showing them that it is a good thing, it is really good, they are very unlikely to join. Because as I said before, up here, friends and family will judge you on your past mistakes. Therefore, if you are just telling them about it, they're going to be judging you off your past. But if you are excited and you keep showing that excitement consistently, they will begin to see that. They'll begin to notice that subconsciously and join you. Okay, so it's not from their conscious mind, it's their subconscious mind seeing you excited and happy. They begin to feel like they want excitement and happiness, so they will join it for that subconsciously. And the fourth one I've got here is stay consistent. Friends and family are waiting to see if you give up. Now, this is very important when it comes to friends and family, because the moment you post once from WebTalk to your Facebook, they are beginning to look to see if you stop, okay? They want you to stop. They want you to fail so they can say, I told you so. So by posting for a week and then stopping for a month, they have been proven right by you, okay? They are waiting to see if you fail. The first thing when you join up and you say you've joined something, they think you are in a phase, okay? And they are waiting for that phase to die out. Don't let them be right. Stay consistent. And when they see that you are consistent, when they see that it is working for you, when they see you are not going to give up, that is when they're more than likely going to jump in. So the next one I've got here, and that is Hustler. 100 to 1,000 direct referrals. So if this is your goal, if this is what you want, and a lot of people want this. Now the thing about this is a lot of people want this sort of goal, but they're still in the comfort zone, okay? So they're still in the previous slide, but they're trying to get this sort of results. If you want this sort of results, you got to do this sort of work. Now this requires you to leave your comfort zone, approach new people, all that sort of stuff. So the advantages I've got written down here are you can begin getting results instantly. Now, what I mean by this is you can approach today. If you've got the internet, if you're watching this, there's no reason you can't approach 10 people straight after this video, okay? So you can begin getting results straight away, instantly, today, if you take action. The second one I've got here is you don't need anything but the net to start. So if you've got internet connection, that's all you need. Obviously, you need a phone or laptop to do it, but if you've got internet connection, if you are watching this, there's no reason why you cannot start trying to work on this goal today. This third one, you will learn skills that will help you in your real life. So when you begin hustling, you begin noticing the same kind of emotions with the same type of people. You begin noticing the way what you say actually affects someone, and the influence you begin to build online, you can actually apply it to your real life. The fourth one I've got here, the speed you convert will increase in time. So as you are learning, as you get so many no's, as you get so many yes, you will learn what works, what doesn't work. And in time, within a month, if you are doing this on a consistent basis, the next month you will be better, okay? So you will learn from the previous month, the next month, and that is only going to increase the time it takes you to get somebody to convert. By convert, I mean sign up underneath you. The fifth one we've got here, there are many existing groups to find like-minded people. So what I mean by this is you already know how you feel, how you think, how you act. So if you are joining groups that are already out there created and approaching those same people that think, act, feel the same way you do, you're going to get better results with those individuals than what you would approaching somebody that is outside of what you believe. So getting in the same belief system, approaching those with the same belief system as you, so you know what to say to them. You know what is going to work up their emotions. You know why it works up their emotions. You already know them more than somebody that is completely opposite to you. So you can join existing groups today and start approaching people, start talking, meeting new people that already have a like mind. So if you're into forward drives, you could type forward drive group, and you've already got a whole group there with thousands of people that are into four drives as well. If you are into religion, you can type your religion. There is many groups. If you are into cars, you can type cars, and there's many things. So there's so many groups out there that have the same mind as you. So whatever you are into is the same type of people that you will go for. And this is also going to benefit you when you post inside WebTalk, because they've got the same mind as you, so your post actually relates to them as well. Now, the disadvantages of Hustler, that is very time consuming. So everyone normally starts on this. Now, everybody, when they begin online, they do begin hustling first. A lot of people start spamming everywhere. Now, I see this all the time, and they sort of don't learn until they move to the next step. Hustling with trying to get this many things and approaching people, joining groups, that sort of stuff, you will begin to lose a lot of time. Now, your time will be less as you get better, but at the start, you're going to be losing so much time for just 5 people, okay? So for 5 people a day, you're going to be using your whole day, especially at the start. The second disadvantage, follow-up can also be so time-consuming. Because you are hustling to get them in, you've got to hustle to follow up. So the way you are bringing them in is the way you're going to be following up. This is why I really am strong on the next one, but we'll get into that next. But with this one in particular, you're going to be getting like a large number. As you can see, if you get 100 to 1,000, that means for you to keep them active, you got 100 to 1,000 to follow up the same way you bring them in. Now, if you are approaching all these people individually to bring them in, you are also going to be approaching all these people individually to follow up. So the next one we've got here is your inbox will fill up consistently. Now, when you begin to hustle, when you begin to join new groups, people begin sending you messages. People begin to ask you questions, especially if you're approaching 10, 20 a day, depending on your goals. Your inbox will start filling up very fast and very consistent. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you'll have already 10, 20 messages sitting there waiting for you. The fourth disadvantage I've got here is you will be hustling a hustler. So when you're approaching others to get them to join your program, majority of the time, the reason they have accepted your request, the reason they let you message them, or the reason they messaged you first is because they also have something that they want you to join, okay? So it's all going to come down to the better person who wins this. But if you're following me, that's going to be you anyway. So the next one we got here is many will expect a lot without considering your time. So what I mean by this is a lot of people, especially when they join up, they're going to be hassling you and they do not respect your time. They're not even thinking about it. So if you've got 20 people that you have got to follow up with that day, one can take your whole day from you because they just will not leave you alone. Some people need more than others, all this sort of stuff, and they do not consider your time, especially when you're hustling. They can't see your face, they can't see your emotions, they only see your messages. But so many will just not respect your time at all. So this is something you want to consider. Now, a lot of people, I think if you are spending too much time on one person, I haven't got this down here, so I'll say it now. If you're spending too much time on one person, be more direct. So with that individual, be more direct, okay? Because sometimes it takes a really direct and aggressive reply to stop them from doing this, okay? So you might feel bad at the start, but you didn't. One person is one person, okay? This is your goal, 1,000 people. So one of this 1,000 is not actually that important, especially if they're draining your time. So with this, really be direct if this is happening to you. So the tips and advice I've got for this one is setting a daily no goal can be more effective than a yes one. Now, what I mean by this is instead of saying I want to get 2 signups or 3 signups today, I tend to fail if I do that. So if I was to say I want to get 10 people to say no to me today, I normally succeed in that goal. Even though it is a failed goal, I normally succeed in it. So what I mean by this is if you approach 10 people today, you are asking for a no. So if you are trying to get 10 no's in that day, by the 8th person you approach, you are going to get a yes. So that straight after that means you have to approach an 11th person that day. So your goals actually increase in time. And as your closing rate, so when you begin starting, you might be closing about 2 out of every 10. So you'd be approaching 12 people to get 10 no's. As you improve, that percentage will go up and you'll get to a stage where you are getting 5 out of every 10. Now, when you get to this stage, to get your 10 no's, okay, so to get your 10 people that reject you, you will be approaching like 17 people. So the second one I've got here is everyone wants something. Working out what that is and how Webtalk helps with that is better than selling Webtalk. So if you was to approach somebody tomorrow and you was to say Webtalk's got 5 levels, Webtalk gives you money for engaging, Webtalk does this, are they actually even interested? Do they engage on Facebook? Do they engage on Instagram? Do they refer for other platforms? That sort of stuff. Most probably not. Okay, so if they're not already doing it, if they're not already interested in it, they're probably not going to go for your sales pitch from WebTalk because it just doesn't interest them in the first place. So by you working out what does actually interest them or what they are already doing and use that with WebTalk, so showing how WebTalk can help them with that, what they're already doing or what they already want to do, that can give you a sign up way before telling them how good WebTalk is. So instead of so much saying, okay, yes, WebTalk is the next biggest opportunity, blah, 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 find out, talk to them for a bit before you even approach them with WebTalk. Find out what they want, find out what they need, find out what they do, and then pitch your web talk in a way that helps them do that better. Okay, so you are making web talk help them. So you're not selling web talk, you are selling them their goals, their dreams, and showing them how web talk helps with that. Now, the third one I've got here is a no is just a delayed yes. Following up will more often than not get more signups than approaching just once. So what I mean by this is a lot of people, they'll approach one person once. When they get that no, they never talk to them again. Okay, but that no, especially with something like WebTalk, is just a delayed yes. They will join, okay, and you just need to consistently follow up. Now, what I do with this is if an update comes out, okay, so if an update comes out, go back to that person that said no and say, hey, WebTalk just launched this. I thought you might want to have a look at it. That kind of stuff, okay, bring that excitement back. Whenever you show excitement or a new update, it will wear them down, okay? They're going to get more and more curious the more you are approaching them. Now, I don't mean approach them every single day. I mean like with an update, or they just launched a new app, or they just launched a new payment method, or something like that. When something new happens to WebTalk, or when something new happens in your WebTalk results, is the perfect time to follow up with those people that said no to you already. Now, the fourth tip I will say, and this is pretty important, especially when you first start, because you haven't got no influence, that sort of stuff, so you will be persuading a lot of people. So in this, I say keep your scripts, study them, experiment, change it up. A rejection will teach you more than a yes. Now, every time somebody says no to you, that there is a very, very important part for you to learn. If you actually copy and have a look at what you said, have a look where you lost that person. So if you were going down and you were going good, they were also interested, and then all of a sudden they pulled out, have a look where what you said when they pulled out and try and look at it from their perspective. So really dig down deep. Now, I have read conversations over and over again, like 20 times, just to understand what the person I was talking to was actually thinking and what was in their mind. Because if you are only concentrating on your mind, your perspective, you are not understanding why they say no. You are not understanding why they say yes. Now, by really trying to understand who you are talking to, by simply studying what you were saying, okay, is going to help you a bit. Now, when you begin to lose them, so if they're beginning to sway away from Web Talk, when you're talking about Web Talk, step back, stop, step back, look at what you were saying to them, look at the way they were reacting, and really think, okay? The deeper you think about the way they are feeling and thinking, the more likely you are going to convert them. Now, in time, by doing this over and over again with all your rejections and your yeses, so every time you get a yes, also study that as well, because it's going to help you understand why they said yes. But by studying this often and often enough, you'll begin to realize that so many people have so many similarities and can be converted the exact same way. You'll begin to get your own scripts and your own scripts for each individual group. So when you suss out what somebody wants, now there's so many people, some people like a comfort zone, some people want to hustle, some people want to content create, that sort of stuff. So just in this, what we're going over today, if you find these 3 different individuals, it'll be a different way to approach each of them. And in time, you'll realize that so many fit into some sort of category, and you can have different scripts for each one that will convert higher with one group than it will with another group. Okay, so you might have the perfect script, you might have the perfect sales pitch, but unless you're approaching somebody that's actually going to relate to that perfect sales pitch, it is not perfect, okay? Everybody is different, and you got to really realize that, and you really got to think about them, not you. So the next one I've got here, now this is my personal favorite, and this one I recommend everybody start doing today, and that is content creator. So this is somebody that wants over 1,000 plus direct referrals. So this is somebody that really big goals. So some of the advantages I've got for this, the first one I've got here is after you build a foundations, referrals become passive. Now this is key for content creation. So with me, I get referrals on a consistent basis, and now I only get that because I have got content that is online for life. Now my content will stay on YouTube, like you are watching this from right now. Whether it's mine or not, I don't know, but I have got a channel, and my channel has hundreds of videos all approaching different categories. Now those videos, because it is content, it stays online forever. So whenever somebody sees it tomorrow or next year, I didn't do something extra. So this video today is going to last a lifetime on my channel without me making it again, okay? And that is awesome, okay? And that is why you build a foundation today, and your referrals will become passive tomorrow. So you won't have to approach anybody anymore, because after a while they just start coming in. The next one I've got here is your content you refer with can be used to follow up. So as I make this video right now, it is designed to not only get people inside of Webtalk, but also to follow up with people that are already inside Webtalk. You will save hours of time in the long term. So because I've got the content already made, means I don't have to do it again. Okay, I don't have to pitch and pitch and pitch and pitch, because it's just out there already, and it's always going to be out there. I don't have to follow up and follow up and follow up and follow up, because the content is already made. It's already out there. Now the fourth one we've got here is you are building a network with trust and social proof. So as you are bringing in people from referring this way, from creating content, they begin to trust you. And the reason they begin to trust you is because you are helping them. Okay, your content begins to help them. Now, when you are just approaching them and that sort of stuff, nobody sees that you're willing to help. But with me, they can see all my videos. I don't directly have to help anybody, but my videos are helping many. So you build up with trust. Not only that, as you're creating content, your social proof begins to build as well. As your channel grows and you get more followers on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, that is all social proof. People see that other people trust you. People see that other people follow you. And this is all social proof, so it's really going to help you as well. A lot of people don't like to do something for the first person, okay? They don't want to be the first one to do it. Now, when you are approaching them in a direct way, like hustling, they can't see everybody else that is already doing it. But when you have a large following, or comments on a post, or likes on a post, or something like that, other people that have only just seen you today already have the social proof from other people that you've already built trust with. The fifth one I've got here is your referrals can use your content for their referrals. So when you begin creating content, okay, you will have other people that come in and they want help as well. They can begin to use your content to refer somebody else. Now, because you are showing your proof, somebody underneath you can say, hey, this is my sponsor, look at this. His new video, check out his new post, this sort of stuff. They can use this to follow up, and they can use this to refer as well. So your stuff, your content, it's online for your referrals to use as well. And because you are their sponsor, it actually works. As they believe when they first come into the platform with your referral, they already believe that your referral is in contact with somebody that is already a professional in that industry. So they don't feel like they're going to come into the program alone. They feel that they're going to come in with a lot of help, and they do, because there's just so much content to continuously help them. Now, with some disadvantages with this, I really had to think hard because there's just none. Okay, but you need to come up with your own ideas. So if you are creating content, you want to try and come up with your own sort of ideas that is going to stand out from other lines. So there's going to be other referrers out there. Now they're also going to have content creators in their line. Now you want to kind of stand out. And by standing out, you kind of want to come up with your own ideas. Now you'll see a lot of online influencers, affiliate marketers and that, and they simply copy. And that is why they do not stand out, because they are just copying somebody else that is copying somebody else that is copying somebody else to sell some high ticket. Any online successful affiliate or something that is on their own copying somebody else, they don't stand out. So their training has already been trained and taught over and over again. So being unique is really going to work better. Now this sort of went from a disadvantage to a tip, but it's all right. And the second one I've got here is your results start later. So when you begin content creation, because you haven't got a following, because you haven't built trust, your results come later. So I do suggest do the previous step, the previous 2 steps before you go to this point. Not before you go to this point, but as you are in this point. Okay, get a few from hustling, that sort of stuff, from your family, just to give you that proof, just to give you that little bit of confidence so you feel that you can teach something, but you, because your results from creating content will come later. Okay, so unless you've already got an existing following, creating content is not going to really help you until long term. So I really always think long term results always have. The third one I've got here is you will need attention. Okay, you will need to attract attention. So it doesn't matter how you do this. So if you are posting every day on LinkedIn or Twitter and you don't actually have attention yet, you might want to join some Facebook groups and post your post from your LinkedIn and Twitter into that Facebook group. And same with YouTube. If you're creating content on YouTube, you might want to grab that YouTube video, go to some groups that have like-minded individuals that actually relate to that video and post it in there as well. And do this daily. Write something with it, encourage people to follow it. Okay, at the start you're going to need to attract attention, but the most important thing is to get that attention. Now it doesn't matter how you get the attention to your content, just get it. Okay, so really at the start, just get attention. You want attention, you want eyes, do what it takes to get them. The fourth one I've got here is obvious promoting will slow your growth. So if you are just promoting on your channel, now I have noticed a few people in every single video they do is just simply a promotion pitch, a sales pitch, an ad, that sort of stuff. Now you will notice their following does not grow. You will notice their likes does not grow. You will notice their comments do not increase. Reason being is because they simply just continuously promote for selfish intent. Okay, they continuously just creating content to get signups for themselves. They're not thinking about the people that are watching the content. So you really want to think about the people that are watching your content, because obvious promoting will slow your growth. Okay, if you are consistently promoting and that is all you are doing, that means you are not given any sort of value. Now the fifth one we've got here is making mistakes can damage your reputation. Now what I mean by this, you don't have to worry too much about Webtalk, because Webtalk is the best platform in the world. But if you are to be promoting something before Webtalk, you might not want to use that same channel or same page if you were promoting some sort of scam, because those that have signed up to you underneath that scam that you accidentally promoted, they have already lost trust in you. So you can really damage your reputation, especially if you grow a decent sized audience and then all of a sudden you bring out a scam. So when you begin content creation, now a lot of people hustling, they'll change product to product to product, and it doesn't really matter if they accidentally get a scam every now and again, because they're approaching different people every single day. But when you have a following, an audience, when you do accidentally approach a scam platform or something and you promote that to your audience, people remember, okay, and they will judge you just like your family. A lot of people see your mistakes before they see what you've done right. So really be careful with this, because making mistakes when you are a content creator can damage your reputation. Now the tips and advice I've got here, I've got 4 here, and that is focus on giving selfless content. You will get better and longer lasting results. So the more selfless your content is, the more value you can give to somebody, even if it's not for a sign up. So just give and don't stop giving. If you're a content creator, give, 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 give. That's all you got to think about. So when you are posting something, don't think about the signups. The moment you think about how you can get another sign up, alters the way you are creating content. Now, the way once you start to alter that, the way you create content, you are giving less value and asking for more. Now, you want to ask for less and give more value, because universal law is give to receive. Now, the more you give, the more you will receive in the long term. The second one I've got here is promote yourself rather than the product you're promoting. So what I mean by this is you are building trust. So when you are creating content, if you are just promoting that same product over and over again and not actually helping anybody, you are showing yourself as a greedy person. But if you are always helping somebody, if you are always being nice to your audience, that sort of stuff, staying away from negativity. Really show yourself as a good person to others, because people tend to not care about how good you are, but care about how much you actually care. And if you show that you care for your audience and you are still there for them, especially after they join, if they see that after they join for your content, that you are going to continuously bring them content to help them get more to join under them, they can see that you actually care about them, and they're more than likely going to join up underneath you. A lot of people don't like to come into something new knowing they're going to be left behind, knowing they're going to be left with no help. So if it's an ad, yeah, you might get a few signups, but a lot of them will drop off. But if it is content, if it is real good content, they'll begin to stay and actually work longer. Not only that, because you are selling yourself so good, and because everybody is liking you so much, they want to see you succeed. So you've went from people joining you just because you've sold them the product to people joining you, but those people underneath you actually want to see you succeed, means they are going to put more effort in to help you succeed. So really, you want to sell yourself rather than the product you're promoting. Now, I'm not saying don't promote your product, I'm just saying mix it up. The third one I've got here is answering questions is what people are searching for. So people are searching for somebody that is answering questions. The reason being is because every single product, every single program, whatever it is, doesn't matter what, people are asking questions. Now they begin to search these questions into Google, into Facebook, into Twitter, into LinkedIn, into YouTube, and you want to be coming up. So this goes on one of the disadvantages of you will need to attract attention. This actually going to help you do that, because as people answer questions, now if you are getting unique questions, so if you are thinking of something good, people ask over and over again, taking advantage of that question is going to help you grow and grow a lot faster. For example, this video today is answering the question, how do I get more referrals? Now the fourth one I've got here is if you help one person, that is enough. Okay, one person grows you. When it comes to content creation, now unless you're a really good expert at SEO and that sort of stuff, you need this one person. Okay, you need to help this one person, because this one person begins to tell their friends about you if you did them good. So if you have given good quality content, or content that just helped that one person, they are going to share it. They are going to bring you a second person, that will bring you a third, that will bring you a fourth. You're not growing yourself here, your followings are growing you. Okay, so for example, a lot of people like my content and they send or share my videos to their downline, which grows my audience bigger, which gives me more social proof, what helps me bring in more referrals. So by getting this one person that likes you, concentrate on them. So every time this one person gets value from your video, think about, why did this one person here get value? What did I do right for this one person? And try and make a second video that this one person also likes. Concentrating on this one person, because there's millions of people exactly the same as that one person, and that one person is going to grow you a lot faster than you can grow yourself. So the next one I want to go through, and that is duplication. Now I just want to quickly touch on this because we've talked more about referring the platform, and I just want to talk about duplication, because the way you refer is more than likely going to be duplicated from your referrals. So your better referrals, the ones that really want to make something of it, they are watching you. If you bring them in by hustling, chances are they're going to bring more in by hustling. If you bring them in by referring to your friends and family, chances are they're going to refer to their friends and family. If you bring them in by content, chances are they are going to bring others in by content. So this is where you got to ask yourself, how big do you want your line as well? So if you are just doing this comfort zone, you're looking at 10 to 100 referrals. Now each of your 10, they're going to be duplicating what you do and getting another 10, getting another 10, getting another 10. But if you leave that comfort zone and you're hustling, they begin to duplicate this, which is 100 to 1,000 referrals. Not everyone will duplicate you, but the ones that do are the ones that are going to grow your downline. Now this is why I really push content creation. It is not the easiest thing to do. It is embarrassing getting it on video, that sort of stuff. But when you begin to get other people that do the same thing underneath you and duplicate you, you're looking at a huge trend line. So you can imagine 1,000 plus people from just you, and those ones that actually duplicate you are also going to be getting 1,000 plus people, because they just duplicated you. So if you want a big trend line, look at the way you refer. Now, the reason why is leading by example is key to huge download. People copy from example, okay? So if you are telling them, okay, go make content, but you're in the comfort zone. So if you are telling your family, you've got your friends and family, you've got them to sign up and you say, well, go make content, that's how you get the most, blah, blah. They're not going to do that because you've already shown them to hustle, okay? So what you show, so practicing what you preach will inspire others to duplicate. So by me creating content and recommending to create content, I am going to get more people creating content underneath me than what a hustler will. The reason being is because the hustler is preaching create content, but they're hustling. And leading by example is key. Same with the comfort zone. If I'm in a comfort zone, I can't expect anybody else to create content or hustle. So don't expect what you wouldn't do yourself. Show people what you want them to do. So don't tell them, show them. So I hope this helps anyway, and see you on the next one.